Well, hi, and welcome once again to another edition of Pray on This. Please forgive my voice. I've picked up a nasty cold, and I'm going to do my absolute best to get through this with you today. Well, as I sit here creating this today on Monday, March 20th, it's decision day for Jagmeet. Today, we're going to find out where Jagmeet Singh and the new Democratic Party of Canada stands. While Government House Leader Mark Holland refused to say whether the opposition motion to force the Prime Minister's Chief of Staff and others to testify before a parliamentary committee will be made a confidence vote by the Prime Minister, it will be telling if Jagmeet has any moral convictions and will put him to the ultimate test. Failure to support the motion that his MPs on the committee has supported in an effort to break the filibuster by the Liberal MPs on that committee because it may bring down the government will show that Jagmeet cares more about the limited power he currently holds in getting some of his radical agenda passed through Parliament than he does about the Canadian democracy. It will also show that whether or not he is afraid to face Justin Trudeau in an election. Whatever you do, Jagmeet, September of 2025 is coming. You're in that tunnel now, and that light is the election freight train. It's not some utopia of socialism that you're traveling to. I have looked at the polls, both the worst possible outcome for Singh, which comes from ECOS, which is a very liberal bias poll, to Ipsos Reid, and I honestly do not know why Jagmeet wouldn't go for it, even if the Liberals make it a confidence motion. The current polls have Justin losing government. They all have the Conservatives winning the next election. And yes, the Liberals losing bad enough that even a true coalition of the Liberals and the NDP would not outnumber the Tories. However, the two polls I trust the most, Nanos and Abacus Data, say the NDP wins a lot more seats in an election than it has right now. If you look seriously at the numbers and average them, then put them into multiple simulators, Jagmeet will not only win his own seat, giving him that gold plated MP pension that he so desperately desires at age 60, but his party will more than likely have 45 seats when the election is over. He once again will have third party status, and he will be the left wing leader on the rise. There are many advantages if Trudeau makes this a confidence vote. Yes, the NDP will have the dubious handle of bringing down the government, but could you think of a more noble reason to bring down a government? On the debate stage, when Trudeau goes, Mr. Singh, you, sir, are the reason we are in this election instead of fighting for Canadians. Jagmeet can come right back at the Prime Minister with, no, sir. It is you who is the reason we are here. It was you who would not stand up for the Canadian democracy and the Canadian people. It was you who were hiding just how much the Chinese Communist Party has helped you and your party maintain power. You are a national disgrace, sir. Could you imagine how that would be taken? The swing that could happen on the left, and whom would they support? Jagmeet, today you are the most powerful man in Canada. He could write his own destiny. If Justin Trudeau does make this a confidence vote, which would be a terrible mistake in my opinion, Jagmeet decides whether or not we are going to go to the polls or remain in the status quo. From my point of view, and the majority of Canadians, the only reasonable reason to make this a vote of confidence that could bring down the Trudeau Liberals is equal to a full confession that yes, the communist Chinese dictatorship interfered in at least two Canadian elections. Yes, the Liberal Party of Canada was the party that benefited from it, and that we have known about it for a long time, and that Trudeau has covered it up. This is an easy spin job for any war room of a major political party, even one ran by the very young, very inexperienced NDP. This is a slam dunk to to turn around the party's lackluster performances in the last two elections and return to a state of respectability. It would solidify Jagmeet's leadership for at least another 4 years and give him 8 years as an MP by the time the next election comes around. There are also other considerations. The fact that the Liberal Party is no longer a party at the federal level. Justin Trudeau has taken the Liberals so far left and made it a total cult built around him that I fear the natural governing party of Canada will perhaps spend as long as a generation walking in the wilderness before they return to power, if they can actually recover from the damage done by Trudeau to their brand. During the last federal election 18 months ago, as a matter of fact, exactly 18 months ago today, Aaron O'Toole's campaign slogan was, "This was not your grandfather's Conservative Party." I think it was a misguided slogan and a silly thing to say. However, it can very much be said that this is not your father's, grandfather's, great-grandfather's, and so on Liberal Party. The once great centrist party that would take the best from the left and the right and govern with some decency is gone. It was replaced by a Liberal Party that NDP leaders of the past, like Tommy Douglas, David Lewis, and Ed Broadbent, and so on, are either totally shocked or rolling in their graves by watching this. As Justin Trudeau campaigns and wins on policies that even they would say are too left-wing for Canada. Jagmeet Singh. The question is, are you brave enough to stand for principles and for the people of Canada? Or are you willing to prostitute any principles that you may have to support this absolute corruption? My bet is that if it is a confidence motion, Jagmeet will talk tough and then roll over at Justin's command. That, as always, is Pray on This. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications to be notified every time I drop a video. Until the next time, have a great day.